Hello, traders, and welcome back to R is for Freedom. The topic I want to talk about today is something that I find extremely valuable uh, because, like most of the people, I was stuck in a place, I was stuck in a situation in my trading career where I was like, I don't think this is good for me, or I'm not sure if this is the right path for me. But I came down to a conclusion that I was lacking of informations about myself and about my interpretation of the market. Uh, I did some research and I find this amazing quote. I'm gonna type it down for you. The quote says, listen to what the market say about itself and not what other people say about the market. I found this extremely powerful and valuable. And when I find out who came out with this quote, I was like astonished. The person I'm talking about is Sir Richard Wyckoff. Richard Wyckoff. If you don't know who Mr. Wyckoff is, then I really suggest you to go take a look on who this guy is and what he achieved as a trader. I'll give you just a brief introduction about him. He was born, I think, the 2nd November 1873, and at the really young age of 15 years old, he managed to become a professional trader at a really young age. At 20, 21 years old, he was the C of an hedge fund. At 20 years old. I guess at 22, I don't remember if it was 21 or 22, he was the founder and the editor of the new of Journal of Wall Street. I think this is more than enough for me to say if the best trader of all time claims that in order to be profitable, you must listen to what the market say about itself and not what other people say about the market, there may be some truth in this. So what I did with this information, first of all, I took a look at the life of Mr. Wyckoff, and I claim that he was the best trader of all time because with really limited resources, because in 1873, around that era, there were no the technology was not really advanced like today. And still, he was able to become profitable at 15 years old. But not only that, he was able to understand and map the market in a way that still today his principles are applied, can be applied. I'm talking about smart money concept and blah blah blah. Just take a research about this guy because this is extremely valuable. Can give you a lot of value of this. But when I read this amazing quote, I think that one of the best and the most valuable quote in whole trading field. When I read about this one, I was like, I'm copying what other people tell me to do. Until now, or better, until that moment, I didn't came up with my interpretation of the market. And this was like a shocking discovery for me because I was like, okay, I've managed to have some results, to achieve some results, but still were not enough. And the majority of time, every maybe I had a huge profit, and the day after just a big loss. So it was kind of really bad break even, slightly in loss. I couldn't understand why. But the more time has passed, the more I start to understand myself, the more I start to also understand the market and understand how the market works. I realize, shit, I must create a system, a trading system that fits with my personality. Because I used to follow different gurus. I don't want to use the term gurus because they actually give me extremely valuable lessons about the market. But still, I used to do whatever they say. The first is an Italian trader. It's called scalping the bull. And this guy first introduced me into the trading world with a solid and well described method. But the way this method works doesn't fit with my personality. Another trader that had a huge impact in my trading career is Nick Stone. This guy, oh my God, if you don't know who this guy is, just go take a look at the work he did, at the work he's doing, because it's insane. It's another level. It's an alien. I think Nick Sean is really close to Wyckoff. The way he approached the market, the way he explained things, it's totally another level. And I kept insist on using something that doesn't belong to me. So what I want to talk about today is that your journey, your trading journey must be unique to you. You can take the skeletons of the principles behind their thinking, or the thinking that you consider a valuable source of information. But still, if you don't put your being inside your system, you will never become profitable. But why? Because let's first talk about the problem to listening other people. When I first approached trading, I just type on Google, on YouTube, I type down how to make money with trading. That's the worst thing a person can do to learn about this industry. But still, I was ignorant in the beginning. I didn't know what to do, so I was like, let me see how other people approach the market. And what I found was that the majority of the content and the information that you find online are fucking disgusting, extremely disgusting. It's like the majority of the people that who publish trading content, they have never experienced a day in the market. You can totally tell by how their video style is and how they talk. And the thing is, every week they publish a strategy that allow them to make millions. But a real profitable trader, successful trader, will always claim and confirm that one of the keys to success in trading is consistency. And changing strategy week by week will never lead you to success because there's no consistency. So, all this to say that if you go as if you go looking for any information to the wrong place and the wrong people, you always end up losing. You will always end up failing. Just print this into your beautiful brain and mind, because this actually will totally change the way you approach trading and possibly to become profitable, because that's all we want, become profitable in trading. So the problem to listen to others, what it is, you can, for example, you want to learn, let's make an example outside trading and then into the trading field. Outside trading, let's say you want to learn how to make cookies. The worst possible thing that you can do is go to a tennis player and ask it, hey, how can I make the best cookies in the world? I know this is absurd, but actually that's what the majority of people do, not only in trading, but also in their life. How do you think the quality of its advices will impact your way to make cookies? Just think about. Maybe it can give you some advices, and maybe it can give you some tip and stuff like that. But it will never give you the information that's gonna allow you to go on the next level. Why is that? Because maybe he did a couple of times some biscuits or something like that, but if if the person have never experienced that in its life, it's impossible that's gonna give you the right information. However, on the other side, if you want to learn how to make cookies and you go to the king of cakes, or I think there is still the king of cakes. Uh, how was the name? Buddy. Buddy, he used to do a program, I think, on D-Max or MTV, where he was like the boss, the cake boss, boss of cake, something like that. If you go to him and ask him, how can I make a good, really good cookie? He can give you every single step to make the perfect cookie, the best cookie in the world. But this why? Because you went in the best place and you asked to the best person that can give you the best advice to go on the next level. How does this apply in trading? Let's say you're looking for a strategy. In my opinion, you must come up with your own strategy, but let's say you're still in the beginning or you still didn't find your strategy. The worst possible thing you can do is go to someone who change strategy, you keep publishing strategies every single week. Because this person just talk about how easy and simple the strategy is, but when you apply it, you're gonna realize that it's full of crap. That's full of shit because it doesn't work. Because there are a lot of things that you need to consider there. For example, the condition of the market, the condition of how you can apply the strategy. If the strategy can actually make you some profit, how easy it is to apply the strategy, how often does it happen, the setup to use the strategy. All these are things that you need to consider before you start to apply someone's strategy. On the other hand, if you want to learn how to use the Fibonacci, or if you want to learn how to use support and resistance at best, the only thing you need to do is find someone who actually used that for years of his trading career and who managed to become profitable, a consistent profitability over a period of time that is more than 3 years. If you ask the information, let's say you want to learn how to make support and resistance, how to draw them, how to use them, and blah, blah, blah. And you find the guy who actually use support and resistance. He shows every single things that he do, and he shows also its record. That is the guy that you're looking for. And what happened when you follow its advice? You become profitable as well. However, you still need to remember that your entry criteria, your exit criteria, the way you feel and the way you act while the trade is playing will be totally different from this person. And the only way you can do this is it's you being able to find, pick, and use the best quality information. And the only way that you can find this information is you knowing yourself. It's you that took the time to sit in front of the chair and ask yourself, how can I achieve success in this field? And the quality of your life is strictly related to the quality of questions that you make yourself. In order to come up with the best conclusions for you, you must understand yourself. You must understand who you are, how you behave, and what your thinking process is. In the market, you become profitable by knowing in what you are naturally good at. I give you an example on myself. I find out that I feel more in touch with reversals instead of trend following. And in the beginning I was just following the trend. The trend is your friend and blah blah blah. But I'm not the type of person who can manage that type of stress, who can manage that type of position and that type of thinking. Instead, I realized that I need to build. I had to build a system that allowed me to live apart my emotional side and have more a technical approach. The more I'm in the trade, the more I feel anxious and the more I feel like, oh, this is gonna reverse and I'm gonna lose and blah 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 blah. But I couldn't understand it before I took the time to sit in front of the chart and say, I need to find something that fit with who I am and it's gonna allow me to become profitable. And I asked myself, what is the only thing there can be many things, but for me, I want to find only one thing. So I ask myself, what is the only thing that's gonna allow me to become profitable? I did this for roughly 3 months. I sit on a chair, do nothing, literally nothing, and just stop listen to anybody, even this big heads over here, these big brains. I also stop listening to them and only apply the principle of this. I wanted to create something that is unique to me because I realized that that was the only thing that would allow me to become profitable. And I did this just stopping listening to other. Once heard, whenever you follow or whenever you take the advice of someone, you buy its lifestyle. And what happened when you buy the lifestyles? The lifestyles of pseudo traders who claim, or better, YouTubers who claims to be traders. What do you think the result of that will be? How do you think that their advices will impact in your life? You will become a YouTuber because you are taking advice from YouTubers, not from traders. When you take advice from traders that you know for objective truth, for objective fact, that they are profitable and they use the strategy that you feel more naturally good at, how do you think the impact of their advices will have in your life or in your trading? Because this is not only in trading, this apply in every single area of your life. Can be a relationship, can be health, can be wealth, can be everything. So this is extremely important, and I think this is the only lesson that's gonna allow you to become profitable. I'm gonna give you some things that allowed me to understand more myself, and because of I understood myself more, I was able to get better, achieve more good results in trading. I'm gonna give you some books, and then I'm gonna give you my personal approach and how I came up with this approach. The first book I really suggest is Start with Why. I think this is super self. I don't think there is a better a better explanation than the title. But if you don't have the driving force, if you don't have the desire to have to and be something, you will never begin. You will never begin. That's it. The second thing that I find extremely valuable, and still today I apply these principles, and still today I keep learning and learning and learning, is the Silva method. Guys, this I already talked about Mr. Silva in previous videos, but guys, the Silva method is the scientific approach to use your brain and mind. It is extremely effective and works with everything and everybody. I think my connection is crashing. Fuck, man. So also take a look at the Silva method. Another book, I think everybody knows this, Think and Grow Rich. This is also super self-explaining. I don't think I need to spend time on explaining what this book is. And if you don't know what this book is, bro, just revalue yourself and try to find the best thing that's gonna take you to the next level, even to be a better person. In trading, we are paid not for the hours that we spend on the chart, not for how many trades we do through a day, but from the quality of the decisions that we make. If we make a good, well-based decisions, it's automatically lead to profitability and to success. On the other hand, guess what's gonna happen? If you don't feel secure, if you don't feel good that day, if you don't have the right mindset and the right knowledge of yourself to understand what is a good or a bad decisions, there is only one outcome, and it is failure. Another book that I really, really suggest is The Crowd. It's from a guy named Le Bon, and oh shit, Le Bon. And in this book, he unfold the truth about how the crowd behave, how the crowd think, and how the crowd feel. And you cannot believe me, or or you can or not believe me, but a book talking about psychology and talking about how people behave and think as a crowd, as a mass of people, will teach you more than a book of a trading strategy. If you don't believe me, just I don't care. This is not financial advice. This is not something that you must follow. You don't have to listen to me. But this is the difference from being successful and being unsuccessful in trading. These are the four books that I think it's a must for a trader to know. Oh fuck, man. Come on. Okay. Okay. But with all this, I but till now I claims that you must understand the market for you and blah 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 blah. Okay, but how can I do that? I think for what make the difference for me, of course, is understand who I am and how I work. After that, I I just sit in front of the chart and ask what makes sense to me. Through the advices of this guy from Nick Sean, I realized and also tested and proved to myself that what happened? That the market actually just the market actually that actually market just do two simple things, or it goes up or it goes down. Even if it's a rangy situation, still the price goes up and down. What does this mean? It means that it doesn't matter where in what point of the chart of the time you take you take a trade. If you place a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio and you keep buying for 100 times, you will find out that you roughly have an edge of a win rate or a win rate, however you want to call it, of just 50%. Just 50%. So if you cut out half of the equations, which for me was going long or short, then you have a real 50% of chance to be right or to be wrong. This totally blew my mind and changed how I see the market and how That's why. That's what happened. Okay. I change chart. And I find out that every time, yeah, and then with practice, this principle, I find out that every time that the market creates a high, the majority of time, this is not financial advice, this is you need to make your own test, your own research, and blah blah blah. I find out the majority of time, whenever the price comes the second time or a third time in the same area of the high, it's more likely to reverse. It's not 100%, it's more or less 60 to 70% of the time that is likely to reverse. So what my concept, what I thought about, I was like, I need to find something that has a really strong impulse and a retracement about 60 or more percent of the impulse. And I need to wait on the 30-minute time frame. You can use 1 hour, 2 hour. I don't suggest to use smaller time frames than 30 minutes because it's more likely to not be respected instead of using a higher time frame. But that's just me. That's just what I came out. What I came out. The second time that the price stops exactly, maybe a little bit more high, a little bit more low, but it must be in the area of the closure of the high. If it closed in that area, I take only short positions with a target of I don't know, maybe 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. It depends about the conditions of the market. If the market is in a bull run or it's creating higher highs, I'm not gonna apply my strategy. If the market is slowing down a little bit or if it goes rangy, that is the best time to apply the strategy. But that's it's how I came up with my method, and this is more or less how my method works. Later on in the other videos, I will really dive into my trading approach and explain you what it actually how actually it works. But for now, for the purpose of the video, I just want to share what actually allowed me to have more results and better results that I ever had of following someone else into something that is extremely difficult as trading and which you need to put a lot of yourself in it. So I think for today, I've talked more than enough. Do your own research. Do this for yourself. Don't do this for me. Don't do this for anybody else, but do this for yourself. I give you some inputs to go looking for really good informations and also how to upgrade the quality of information that you're looking for. So with that being said, I hope this give you some value. I give you some value. For today, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.